Child, 3, diagnosed with PTSD after surviving 3 deadly illnesses. A toddler has stunned doctors by beating 3 deadly illnesses that nearly killed him, and were so traumatic he was left suffering PTSD at just 3. Theo Bartlett has already spent 8 months in hospital after battling a heart condition, a bleed on his spleen, and sepsis, as doctors told parents, Becky, Deeley and Lawrence Bartlett, to prepare for the worst. Despite his ordeal, Theo is now a happy and healthy little boy but was diagnosed with PTSD in November 2016, after the trauma of fighting for survival, and still suffers episodes of cold sweats and sleepless nights. Mom, Becky, 22, said, "Theo was a fighter before he was even born. Having to hear doctors tell you on 3 occasions that we should prepare for the worst was heartbreaking, but we had heard it so many times that we believed he would pull through. Having been through all of that and now being diagnosed with the PTSD was hard, but we are slowly getting there." The parents, from St. Mellons, Cardiff, were originally told to terminate their pregnancy at 20 weeks when doctors discovered that the baby would be born with a congenital heart condition, meaning the valves in his heart would not be properly formed. However, the couple decided to carry on regardless, in the hopes that Theo would pull through, and at 37 weeks the couple were sent to Bristol Royal Infirmary, where he was born via C-section. Becky said, "Doctors told me that the outcome was bleak, but after seeing my baby on the screen and feeling him kick inside my tummy, there was no way I could terminate. We got to hold him for a few seconds before he was taken away, and doctors told us that he may only live a couple of hours. We were told to call our family to come to the hospital so we could all be there when it was time to say goodbye." Theo's heart had swollen due to the problem with his valve, meaning it was touching either side of his chest and squashing his lungs, and doctors told the couple that if Theo could prove them wrong they would fight to keep him alive. Miraculously, Theo pulled through, after spending 6 months in the hospital and undergoing 3 open-heart operations, but was taken ill a second time after his spleen split due to drugs intended to stop blood in his heart from clotting. This nearly caused Theo to bleed to death internally, but surgeons were able to save his life and he was finally able to go home in January 2016. Parents Becky, now Theo's full-time carer, and Lawrence, a 23-year-old gas engineer, thought they had been through the worst, but Theo was struck down for a 3rd time in September 2016, when he contracted sepsis. The life-threatening illness caused Theo's body to swell so severely that doctors could not get a fluid line into his neck for 12 hours, and his feet turned black, causing him to lose his big toe, before he was placed on a dialysis machine. Becky said, "We were told to make plans for his funeral, but we knew how strong our boy was and that he would give us a sign if he was in pain." For a 3rd time, Theo proved everyone wrong, and a week later was in a stable condition in hospital, after undergoing surgery to drain the infection from his stomach and fit a stoma bag. Theo was eventually diagnosed with PTSD by intensive care doctors after the trauma of nearly losing his life on 3 occasions and spending so much of his young life in hospital. But now, with the help of doctors and psychiatrists, little Theo is slowly recovering and learning to walk with his missing toe, as well as taking part in play and speech therapy sessions. Becky said, "He has been through so much in such a short space of time, but he has come on leaps and bounds, and we are hoping he will start nursery in September." More, man takes his own life after his disability benefits are taken away from him. More, girl, 15, knocks down and kills 2 men during driving lesson.